All right, Coach. A few months ago, you probably looked at the schedule and said you'd probably be 2-1 at this point, and you're just coming off a solid win. But now it's down to business with the Big Sky Conference. How do you feel like your team is prepared heading into conference play after a solid win against Cal State?
Well, we've been waiting for this week for a long time, and the preparation is to play in the Big Sky, and we're not going to prepare any differently than we have the first three games. But it is different. It is different when you get into the conference, and every game means so much, and every team in the Big Sky, as you look at the results every single week, there's some crazy things going on, and everybody has a chance to win every single week, which makes it fun. I think it makes it interesting, and there's no clear-cut favorites anymore in the Big Sky, because everybody's showed that they can win games, but also some weakness too, So this is what we've been waiting a long time for. We've been preparing for this, and we talked about it every day in off season, spring ball, fall camp, and it's here now. Now it's time to get it done.
Questions?
Coach, has the team's mentality changed at all when it is conference play?
Well, you'd like to be a little sharper, a little more focused, and it's, a lot of times that you're going to go into a game and there's a possibility of a ton of guys playing, and these games are going to be different. It's going to be our frontline guys and our strong backups that are going to be getting the reps, and everybody's got to be ready to go for 60 minutes, and that's a little bit different than what you're going to get usually in the preseason. So it's one excuse me, 1 week at a time, and we've got to be the best that we can possibly be every single week to make sure that we don't have a hiccup.
When it comes to your quarterback situation, obviously I know that you're excited about Grace and what he brings to the table, but it also is significant losing Reese the way that you did. What do you do as a coach, and what does the team have to do to be able to recover from that, especially mentally?
We've talked about the adversity, and how we didn't handle it very well last year. And I was saying throughout the preseason that, I was looking forward to seeing how we handled some adversity on the field, and we've done a good job of that up to this point. I just didn't really believe it would be like this. With one of our guys going down like that, and that's the ultimate adversity, not only for the team, but for Reese being able to get through that, and the way our team is kind of built now. Had it been a couple of years ago, he'd be on his own, and these guys are rallying around him, and it really is a family environment, and we're going to help him get through that. And mentally, that's a tough thing for a guy to go through, and he will not go through it alone. And it's hard to shake. It's really hard to shake. It's hard to get it out of your mind. But as a coach, you're kind of like a parent. One of your kids is really struggling, but another kid's ready to be led, and that's Gresh. And we got to shake that off a little bit and help Gresh get together, or get things going and have success, and the rest of the team is going to help Gresh. They're going to rally around him. You saw it on Saturday. Our defense played better when Reese left the field. It inspired them, and even though it's really a struggle mentally, they really sharpened up and played even harder, and our offensive line played very well for Gresh and helped him be successful. Guys were catching the ball. We had one drop on Saturday, and that was a perfect ball thrown by Gresh, and Justin kind of stumbled and kind of went off of his face. Should have been a perfect day as far as catching the ball. So this team is built to endure this and persevere through these types of moments, and I really feel like that will play well on Saturday.
What's the latest on Reese and just how surgery went and all that stuff?
Everything went good. He's just got some major stuff that he's got to recover from. It's going to be a while, and but he sent the team a text last night, and Coach Sell read it to the offense what he wanted our offense to do, and what he wanted them to get done, and he'll be with us all the way, and we'll get him to the game on Saturday, and it'll be great to have him around. But he's got a little bit of a long haul as far as recovery.
David, now it's been a couple days to kind of sink in for you. Just what was it like, and kind of how are you and the team kind of mentally right now?
It was tough, and that's my guy. I'm good friends with him. A lot of guys are good friends with him, but it was tough. I went and saw him. Me and Cooper went and saw him early afternoon yesterday, and there was a bunch of guys there. Coach Nicholson was there with Sean. We brought him a couple gifts that he thought were pretty funny to get a smile on his face, and but we got guys that are going to step up and help the team. So
You guys have. Go ahead, Mitch.
What changes from an offensive line standpoint, the blocking schemes when you're replacing Reese with Gresh?
Not much changes with us. Just when when Reese went down, I went up to Gresh and I said, "This is your football team now." And the main thing for him is just confidence, and Gresh is going to be ready to go. I'm not worried about that at all.
What's the process like preparing for a quarterback when you've been with another guy for a long time? I know you guys have done this the last 2 years already, kind of preparing a backup. So what's that process like?
Right. Well, Gresh is taking reps with the ones, not necessarily in games, but Gresh has a tempo, and Gresh is assertive, and Gresh will take shots. So we're comfortable with him already.
Obviously, the scheme isn't going to change, for what you guys do. But how much do you guys, as a group, as an offensive line, get together and go, okay, we got, our guy's a freshman back there now, and it's on us to show up and keep him clean all day long, and really to, advance or increase that amount of sort of focus and dialed-in concentration that you're going to have.
Yeah, well, that's always on our mind, especially now the young guy, and just keeping him clean back there and confident, like I said, be big for him.
James, what have you seen out of Eastern Washington so far? I know you probably haven't looked at them much, but you probably remember something from last year. What do you think of their offense?
They're high tempo. They're a lot like our offense. Just sling it out there, let their athletes work. So we'll be ready for it.
Does the dynamic change much? Cooper Kupp, Kendrick Bourne, Shaq Hill, their star receivers are gone now, but they're still doing a lot of the same stuff offensively. Does it change the way you prepare mentally at all?
Not so much, because you go in with the scheme, and you kind of have to key on certain players, but you're still going in with the same scheme.
Coach, from last year with Baldwin as the head coach, now it's Aaron Best the head coach. How much has changed in what they're doing on either side of the ball that you've seen?
Well, defensively, they're not changing at all. They've got the same staff. Offensively, the staff's changed, but the head coach has been there for a long time, and very similar on offense to last year. They've got a new offensive coordinator that has an Oklahoma State background, so they may have some of their concepts mixed in, but pretty similar. Everything revolves around the quarterback. He's a good one. He's really good.
Defensively, last week Eastern had put a bunch of pressure on the quarterback against Fordham. Have you been able to review that tape much, and if so, what were they doing to get all the sacks that they got last weekend?
They did a good job of getting pressure. The Fordham quarterback held on to it a few times that I think statistically it looked like they were getting sacks. He probably could have got rid of the ball and not taken a sack. So I think a combination of both. And Fordham was really outmatched up front, in that deal. A little probably similar to what we did on Saturday.
James, what do you remember about their quarterback? And he's obviously preseason offensive MVP. Just what do you remember about Guru?
He was a lot better runner than I was expecting last year. So that coming in this year, that we'll have to keep him contained and hopefully do better.
James, with a night game in Washington Grizzly, how different is the atmosphere when it's under the lights, and obviously the first Big Sky game? What are you expecting out of this game in Missoula?
Our fans here are awesome, so I guess for some reason night games always get a little more juiced up than you would for a day game. But fans here are awesome. The atmosphere is already pretty good, so it's hard to beat.
David, obviously you don't go against their offense, but you've been here for a long time. It seems like they've had Cooper Kupp for a decade, but he's finally gone. I guess what's it going to be like watching the game with him not on the field?
It'll be a lot better. Yeah.
David, same thing I asked Coach Stitt. Does your mentality change when you enter conference play?
It does for me. Just taking everything, just doing even more film, more just looking at these guys like I know them like the back of my hand. So, and then coming to practice, like each week we're constantly trying to do more in practice, but we have to have a high, an even higher bar when it comes to conference play, I think.
David, what's it like having, usually it's always been Eastern and then MSU at the end of the year. What's it like playing them in the first conference game?
Yeah, it's different. This will be my 5th time playing these guys, and I've never played them in not November or December, so it'll be good. I'm excited for it.
Coach, going back to Gresh, what are some things that he does on the field that you really like about him? I know you alluded to his preparation on Saturday in the post conference. But what are some things that he brings to the table that maybe we don't know about yet?
Well, just the way he processes all the information. He's got some stuff hidden in his brain that he's been thinking about for a long time, and just the couple checks that he made on Saturday were checks that one of them I think I might have mentioned that we've been trying to get a quarterback to check it for 3 years, and he goes in and checks it for a touchdown. And coming out, we're on our own 1 yard line, and most guys are just going to hand it off and try to just do the safe thing, and he checks to a slant and go, and then didn't go for the first read. He came off to the wheel route, and that's just not something that's normal with a freshman that's in his first game, with serious reps, So he's different with his preparation, and the confidence is there, and you still got to wait and see how he deals with the big stage. It's going to be fun on Saturday, but he thrives on that type of environment.
You mentioned Eastern's scheme not being much different defensively. How would you describe what they do on defense?
Well, they're a 3 down, and they can get to a 4 down pretty easy. And then they got some stand-ups, and they give you some problems in protection and guys dropping out, and they can play some man, and they can mix you up with some zone stuff, some how they insert their safeties. So quarterback's got to be, on top of what they're doing with the safety rotation, all that kind of stuff. They're good at it. They do what they do, and they keep it the same every single week. So it's one of those deals that David and the guys up front got to be able to do the job there, and we have a lot of confidence in the run game, but also going after them in the pass game too. Our receivers are playing well right now, and we have confidence that Gresh can get the ball where it needs to go.
Yes.
Brady's gotten hurt. Brady got hurt each of the last 2 years, and he had to kind of do the same thing, prepare a backup. But does this feel different since, like David said, Gresh has got so many reps with the ones, and it's been kind of a battle throughout the entire offseason?
Yeah, Gresh is a guy that's been with us, a couple years now, but just his skill set and his mindset is what we want to recruit, and Reese was right down that same line also, and so we're excited to put him out there. My last year, my second to last year at Mines, we lost all our quarterbacks, and we were down to a redshirt freshman, and he had been playing a little receiver for us, and when we warmed up, it was number 8 and number 88 warming up, and people were laughing because that's all we had. We had a tight end that was moved to, he was a quarterback in high school, and he went from tight end to defensive end. We had to pull him back over just so we'd have somebody to take a snap, and that kid was Justin Dvorak that started for us that day. He went 3-0, and then took us to a 10-1 season the next year, and ended up winning the Harlan Hill, which is a Heisman Trophy of Division II. So we've been through that, and you just keep coaching so you don't have any quarterbacks left. You know, you just keep rolling, and we plan on Gresh doing well and Caleb Hill being ready to go, and we'll be fine. These old linemen are going to do a great job. We didn't give up a sack on Saturday, and so that's really only 1 in 3 games. They're doing a fantastic job, and I feel confident and very excited to get out there and play this week.
I know it's early, but have y'all decided who quarterback number 3 is going to be yet?
Well, I'm thinking about warming it up. I used to do some wildcat back in high school, but we might have McKenna take some snaps. He's a guy that knows all our stuff, and we don't ever think we'd have to get to him. But McKenna probably be our 3, you know, which he did a great job. He's had school record until Chad got that from him. You know, he's thrown 6 touchdowns in a game, so I think he's very capable. Although he's playing really, really well at H, you know, so he'll get a few snaps in some drill work, but we're not going to pull him out of H and mess with him, you know. So we plan on Gresh and Caleb being the guys for the entire year, and we'll be great with that.